live with Tao. Tantra teaches transcendence beyond all types of cravings. Man has been living with animalistic past and the cravings arising out of that. Animalistic past means the desire, the lust, the greed for sex and so many other things. That is the needs of the body. So first of all, if you look into your life, it is guided by the cravings of the body. So it helps first. There are psychological reasons for it. So first you go beyond that, the animalistic cravings. And then the moment you start moving from the animalistic craving, you develop another type of craving, the craving for the divine. The craving remains the common factor, whether it is the craving for the animalistic, because of the animalistic past, for the body, or for the divine. It does not matter. And it does not mean that divinity is part of the world. The two has to be transcended. You have to understand certain things for it. First, what is the nature of the desire? Divinity is not what you call it or know it as. The God that you talk about is nothing else but arising out of your desires, out of your craving. It is not the God of reality. So it is not a question of whether the divine is part of the world or not. It is certainly part of your craving for your desires. The real question is, can you desire the divine without making him part of the world? The real question is, can you make the divine part, desire divine without making it a part of the world? Look at this, look at it in this way. It has been said again and again that unless you leave desiring, you cannot attain to him, the ultimate. You cannot attain to the divine if your craving or desiring has not left you. So it does not matter whether desiring is for the body or for the divine. Leaving desiring and you can attain to him. Leave desiring and you can attain to him. You have heard it many times. And I wonder at times whether you understand it or not. In most of the cases, people do not understand. It is in the process. You have an old car which is giving you so much of problems, all sort of problems to start, to shut down this and that. So in order to leave that car and move your attention from that car, you need a better car so that your attention can move to that. So you desire, you expect to buy a new car so that your the connection with that trouble and all those things can be overcome. So you had been having problems when you were because of your animalistic past, because of your connection with the body, lust, emotions and all these things. So you are looking for something else. You are looking for, but does it not happen the same way? You had been desiring the past, the sex, the body and so. Then when you move to the spiritual part, divine, then you are, and another kind of trouble starts. You are a follower of Shiva, somebody else is follower of Krishna, next one is that of Ram, and you do not see the similarity in all of them. Then somebody is Christian, the other is Muslim, and so on and so forth. If you leave desiring, naturally the divine will happen to you. Then you will, if you leave desiring, the divine will happen to you. Then you will start desiring the divine, so your divine will not be the part of the world. That which can be desired is part of the world, whether it is body or the divine. So when you say that I am looking for a spiritual life, you are desiring, then it is a part of the world. This is how it can be defined. That which can be desired is world. Desire is of the finite world, not that of the infinite. So the divine cannot be desired, and if you desire it, Shiva's worship or crazy about this and that, then it is a part of the world. And if you desire it, it cannot become part. And if you desire it, it has become part of the world. When desiring stops totally, it doesn't matter what you are desiring. Whether you are desiring a woman or a man or car or a house or anything, then even the desire for God will disappear. You will not desire God even then. When you are not desiring anything, the divine is there, and then the whole world becomes divine for you. Then it is not that the world is somewhere else. World is the implicit or hidden part of the world. Brahma the flower is unmanifest divine, and divine is manifest life or manifest flower. That which is manifest is the world, and that which helps it to manifest is the divine. Everything now, you are part of the world, desiring this, desiring that, desiring a good man or a good wife or a good house or a job. And when your focus moves from that to that which is the source, the provider for all this, and which manifests through all that, look at it here this way. The very quality of the food that you eat is to give you the food. It may look different. It may look different kind of dishes are there. This particular dish, vegetarian, appeals to you. That particular dish which is not vegetarian does not appeal to you. but both has the tendency to give fulfillment to the one who consumes it. The Shiva, the Ganesh, the Mary, the Jesus, the Prophet Muhammad, each are like that food which is served on the buffet table. Each has the capability to give you fulfillment. It does not matter what you are eating. So everything behind everything that is available on the buffet table, the implicit quality of that item or dish that is served, the quality to satiate you in one way or the other. Sometimes certain things give you satiation in combinations. So that is a different matter, let us not go into. Everything that is offered, is served on a buffet table, has the quality to give you satiation. In the same way, every man, every woman has a quality to satiate you in one way or the other. So, if your focus is on the dish that you are eating and the satiation you are getting, but we are not satisfied. Whatsoever we are eating, we are not eating it, we are not using it with that spirit to invoke that quality which gives the full satiation through it. We eat it mechanically. We consider that quality of satiation and that dish are two separate things. Can that quality which is implicit unmanifest the quality of satiation and that particular dish, the way it has been blended? Now what it is there, the way the dish is blended, the different ingredients are blended into it, then its quality of satiation is enhanced many folds. But it does not happen that way. It is empty calories. So when you go into a relationship, you go into the act of sex, knowing that it has the quality of satiation, but you have not blended the different ingredients involved in that particular process in a balanced and harmonious way, then it will come like an empty calorie. So sex, in most of the way, the worldly activities, what we do as part of the world is like empty calorie. Your sex is empty calorie. If it was, then you will not hanker for something else. If it is it is like a nutritionally dense. Introspect, is your sex nutritionally dense? Is your vehicle that you have gotten is nutritionally dense with it? We always looking for buying a different car, because this car is not giving me the fulfillment. This woman is not giving me enough fulfillment because it is empty calories. And you blame the other, but you do not know the process, how the two are interrelated to one, how through the inner out the door you go inside. The sex is the door through which you are entering into another person. You have not learned that art, and you are not getting fulfillment. You are not getting the fulfillment through the vehicle or through the person that is in your possession. This was the beginning of something like that, was the beginning of my first radio program. How do we eat our food? How do we eat our food? We have a platter full of delicious food in front of us. Each food is delicious. It looks delicious. It has the quality of satiation. You eat, you have a morsel in your mouth, next one in the hand, and eyes are fixed on what is on the buffet table in the other dish. What others are eating, you are watching the others, and it looks kind of a attraction that the other looks like the other is enjoying the dish that person is eating more. And what you are eating, you are not enjoying it as much as the other seems to be enjoying. So your focus goes on, maybe I should try that dish. This applies with everything. You have your vehicle in your possession, you do not, but your focus is on the vehicle that somebody else is driving. Somebody else, your focus is on somebody else's spouse, somebody else's wife, somebody else's husband, not your own husband or wife. So you are not, you have something in your possession. The morsel is in your mouth, the next one is in the hand, and you are focused on the other. You have a man in your possession, not possession, in your company. You have a woman in your company. That is in your company means like it is like a morsel for you. You can chew it, and if you just swallow it, then its nutritional value, satiation will not be part of you. If you do chew, put it this way, the master says, Jesus says, eat me. Why does he say eat me? If I say to a seeker, eat me, or a husband says, eat me, or a wife says, eat me, means you have that person as a morsel in your mouth. You are enjoying every bit, everything of that. Then a totally different kind of a satiation comes. And when satiation comes, your desiring will vanish. You will not desire, like once you have a balanced meal, do you desire to eat again? But that is a different kind of a thing. Food, that its effect or satiation remains for a certain hour. But one can go beyond that also. You had desire for something, a particular kind of a food. Slowly and slowly you realize that all that you had been desiring or eating during your early ages, you do not want it, that food again. You are looking for simple food. In the beginning of your life, sex life, you wanted to have it this way. You were not simple, certain acts, certain things were complicated. You wanted it more intense. Now it has become very simple. You are satisfied with ordinary boiled food or something else. So all this is the moment your desiring finishes. Desiring for that kind of a food, it shifts to the basic needs of the body. The body needs the food. But in the beginning, your tastes were different, but now your tastes are different. We say that I cannot eat any spicy food anymore. But does it happen? Do you stop thinking about spicy sex anymore? No, you continue doing that. Then you simply move to that spicy food style of life, that is two simple ones. Then a moment comes, then you will start desiring those kind of dishes which you had the craving always. always craving for this dish or that dish. But slowly and slowly that start vanishing, and you move towards a simple, ordinary food which is necessary for sustenance of the body. In the same way, so the main thing is desiring. So since you are a part of the world, the animalistic past, so you have to go beyond, understand the desiring, the satiation. You desire something for satiation. When that begins, you have gotten the ultimate satiation. You start moving to the simple life, ordinary, basic things. The same thing begins to happen about the spiritual life. When this desiring comes to an end, now you enter into, you can understand the other things. You were desiring to go. You feel that by going to the temple alone, that was necessary. When you are in the temple in front of the people, they see you, your devotion, you are more concerned about that aspect. You did not realize that you're going to the temple is a part of your individual fulfillment, but you are feeling fulfilled because the others are there. They see this person is such a devotee. So then, when the desiring stops, then the divine happens. When you are desiring or complicated dishes stops, like in the beginning you are looking for complicated style or dishes as far as sex is concerned. When it moves from that complex nature to the simple ordinary, just as from highly spicy and hot food to the ordinary simple boiled food, lesser quantity and more fulfillment comes, then it happened, your nature of desiring is changing. Desire for the food, the spicy hot food has vanished. So then everything whatsoever you eat becomes divine for you. Your spouse becomes divine for you. Your husband becomes divine for you. Your wife becomes divine for you. Otherwise, it is simply part of the world. It was an object to give you fulfillment. Isn't it true that your husband, your wife was an object of giving you fulfillment? Because you are desiring a delicious dishes coming out of that relationship. But now you have moved to the ordinary simple thing, and your spouse has become divine for you. So the whole world, this is one example, that everything for you, your car becomes divine for you, your house becomes divine for you. You don't need to go to the temple wherever you are. Your spouse becomes godly for you. Your house becomes the temple or the church for you. Wherever you are. When you are not desiring anything, the divine is there surrounding you. Then the whole world is divine. You will not find the divine somewhere in contradiction, in opposition to the world. Then, when that has happened, you are not seeking the God outside. You are seeking the God first within you, and then you are seeking the God within your spouse. Isn't it a change has come in you when you feel that your spouse is God for you? Sometimes in certain moments it happens. Just as when you go to the church, you stand up in front of the idol or the statue of Mary or Jesus, or in the temple, and you say out whatsoever comes your mind without feeling any kind of feeling that you feel shame or something or the other, you feel guilt, you feel hesitation. When you go to the church, you go to the temple, don't you say out all those things which you cannot say to anybody else? And after that you feel relaxed, and that's why you are going to the temple. When you can do this to your spouse without any kind of a shame, any kind of guilt, or any kind of that feeling, your spouse becomes the idol of Jesus or the idol in the temple, and his presence becomes a temple for you. That is why Master again and again tells you to open up, to say all that you cannot say and all that which is hidden deep within you. It does not matter what it is. Nature does not matter. Whatsoever is there bothering you at any point of time, you release it. It is a release, a catharsis. So, you will not find the divine somewhere in contradiction, in opposition to the world, contrary to the world. When you are not desiring, you are open. You are not desiring to go to the temple. When you have the problems for the week you have faced in your relationship or in your job or anywhere, you go to the temple, you go to the church, and you say out your problem. When you are not desiring, there is no desire, you are not expecting anything from this person or that person, then everything is divine. When you are not desiring, everything in the world is divine. Your workplace becomes a temple, your house becomes a temple. Wherever you are, you carry a temple with you. You carry a blessedness with you. Your desiring creates the world. Whatsoever you desire becomes the world. This is not the world that you see. This is not the world that you see, the trees, the sky, and the seas, the rivers, the earth, the mountains, the stars. This is not the world. That which you desire is the world. You do not desire a tree. Do you desire an ocean? Do you desire, you want to be near the ocean, but you do not desire these things. Nobody desires. We desire a car, a good spouse, good looking spouse. A flower is there in the garden. The moment you pass the tree, you look at the flower and the smell of the flower comes to you. Look within, and if you are not desiring that flower, if there is not even a slightest urge to possess it, not even a slightest ripple of desire to have it, that flower becomes divine for you. Everybody in their life is trying to desire, possess the spouse. That this spouse is my property. There is no freedom for you, and you have not given the freedom to the person. There is bondage. That spouse is like a flower to me. I am in presence of that. that flower becomes divine, that spouse becomes divine to be. You will have the divine face through it. You will see the divinity lurking behind every act, every gesture, everything. But if the desire is there to possess it, or a jealousy arises about the owner of the tree, or that this is the spouse of this person, you have created a world, divine has disappeared. The moment you try to possess your spouse, she or he becomes the part of the world. She is no more divine. If it is your desire that changes the quality of existence, your desire makes it the world. When you are not desiring, the whole world becomes divine. Enough for now, because this needs to be going more into details. It is just the process has begun. So enough for now.